So first of all, I'd like to congratulate the Mercury for advancing to the finals. And I want to be clear, this conversation is not about winning or losing. It's about something much bigger. The real threat to our league isn't money, it isn't ratings, or even missed calls, or even physical play. Whether the league cares about the health of the players is one thing, but to also not care about the product we put on the floor is truly self-sabotage. Year after year, the only thing that remains consistent is the lack of accountability from our leaders. It's the lack of accountability from the league office. Since I've been in the league, you've heard the constant concerns about officiating, and it has now reached levels of inconsistency that plague our sport and undermine the integrity in which it operates.
Cathy Engelbert allegedly said Caitlin Clark needs the WNBA more than the WNBA needs her, and Napheesa Collier wasn't having it. Imagine being the most marketable star in women's basketball, pulling in millions of viewers, only to have your commissioner downplay your value.
The league has a buzzword that they've rolled out as talking points for the CBA as to why they can't pay the players what we're worth. That word is sustainability. But what's truly unsustainable is keeping a good product on the floor while allowing officials to lose control of games. At Unrivaled this past February, I sat across from Cathy and asked how she planned to address the officiating issues in our league. Her response was, well, only the losers complain about the refs. Fans see it every night. Coaches, both winning and losing, point it out every night in pregame and postgame media. Yet leadership just issues fines and looks the other way. They ignore the issues that everyone inside the game is begging to be fixed. That is negligence.
That's what this story is about. We're breaking down exactly what Collier revealed, why it matters, and how it could reshape the future of the league. The question every fan is asking: does the WNBA leadership actually understand the power of its own players? Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. Costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now back to the video.
I also asked how she planned to fix the fact that players like Caitlin, Angel, and Paige, who are clearly driving massive revenue for the league, are making so little for their first 4 years. Her response was, Caitlin should be grateful she makes $16 million off the court, because without the platform that the WNBA gives her, she wouldn't make anything. The league believes it succeeds despite its players, not because of them. I have the privilege of watching my husband run a league where he has to balance 100 different things at once. I won't pretend the job is easy. And in that same conversation, she told me players should be on their knees thanking their lucky stars for the media rights deal that I got them. That's a mentality driving our league from the top. We go to battle every day to protect a shield that doesn't value us.
Imagine being hyped as the face of the league, the one filling arenas, the one driving ratings higher than they've ever been, and then hearing that the commissioner thinks you actually need them more than they need you. That kind of jab doesn't just sting, it sets a fire under the entire player community. That's exactly what people were talking about after reports surfaced of Cathy Engelbert's alleged comment about Caitlin Clark.
But even with all of that on his plate, he always takes the time to reach out to players when he sees an injury, whether it's Unrivaled or even during the WNBA season. That is what leadership looks like. It's the human element. It's basic integrity, and it's the bare minimum any leader should embody. But do you know who I haven't heard from? Cathy. Not one call, not one text. Instead, the only outreach has come from her number 2 telling my agent that she doesn't believe physical play is contributing to injuries. This year alone, I've gotten calls, texts, and well wishes from so many players across the league. Those moments remind me that sometimes there are things bigger than the results than this game we play.
And the ripple effect was massive. Fans weren't just disappointed, they were flat out offended. Because here you have a rookie who is making national headlines, who's pulling millions of casual viewers into women's basketball, and somehow leadership decided to downplay her role? It didn't take long before voices inside the league started speaking out, and one of the loudest happened to be Napheesa Collier. Collier isn't just another player reacting online. She's built her WNBA career through consistent performances, an all-star caliber forward with the reputation of a grinder who earns everything on and off the court. When she speaks, it's not background noise, it's a confrontation with real weight. And this time, she aimed her criticism directly where it hurt, at the top. Her message was simple but sharp. The league can't position itself as riding the wave of increased attention while dismissing the very athlete who sparked it. That moment created a clear separation. Players sacrificing their bodies every night against executives, trying to protect the brand, above all else. Fans started looking at stats to make sense of the debate. Caitlin has already broken NCAA records, but more than that, she's turned regular season games into televised events that network numbers can't ignore. Just one example, college matchups she played and pulled in millions of live viewers, numbers that rivaled, and in some cases outdrew major men's sports broadcasts airing around the same time. If those numbers carry over into the WNBA, and early signs show they're starting to, then how can leadership argue she needs them? Feels backward. Collier saw that contradiction and decided to press on it. She wasn't only defending Clark, she was defending the message. Respect the players who move the needle or risk pushing them away. And here's where the story takes a twist, because in the middle of this fallout came whispers about an alternative option, the unrivaled league. Now imagine this scenario. You're Caitlin Clark, rookie sensation, and suddenly another league flashes a reported $1 million payday just to have you in their uniform. That's basically double what the WNBA can offer in salary terms right now. Even if it's just a hypothetical, the idea itself sends chills through the WNBA offices. Because what happens if someone like Clark actually takes it seriously? All the momentum the WNBA has been bragging about could disappear overnight. Collier knows it, fans know it. And yet leadership seems almost uninterested in entertaining that possibility out loud. On social media, the split was clear. Some fans held strong that the WNBA as an institution built the platform, and players should recognize that stability over a quick paycheck elsewhere. But another group argued just as strongly that if not for stars willing to put their reputations on the line, the WNBA wouldn't have any bargaining power in the first place. For them, it wasn't even about Clark. It was about decades of players grinding with little recognition until superstars finally cracked the mainstream. Collier's words tapped directly into that push and pull, almost forcing the community to ask who's actually holding the power now, the league office or the players posting highlights that trend worldwide. And that's where the pressure cooks hottest. Imagine Clark even hinting at leaving for another league. The WNBA would have to explain not losing a player, but losing the biggest draw in modern women's basketball. That's instant ratings gone, sponsorship leverage erased, media hype redirected somewhere new. The league's growth projections flip upside down in a second. Collier calling this out wasn't just frustration, it was strategy, reminding leadership that arrogance in the face of player influence is a dangerous game. In the end, she came out looking like the voice of accountability. Not just because she criticized leadership, but because she said what players and fans were already whispering. That the current balance is tilted too far toward executives protecting image instead of respecting reality on the court. One player standing up shifts the landscape in ways fans can't ignore. And what's fascinating here is it doesn't feel contained to Clark anymore. This feels like the start of something bigger, a movement where stars and their supporters are no longer afraid to demand accountability from the league itself. Collier's comments push a bigger question right in front of everyone. Does the league actually value its stars or just the idea of the brand? That tension doesn't go away because the players aren't just bodies on the court, they're the reason fans turn on the TV. If enough fans and players keep pressing, the league could finally be forced to fix its problems, from uneven officiating to the pay scale that makes side leagues tempting. And here's the scary part. If the WNBA underestimates its brightest star today, what does that mean for the future of women's basketball tomorrow?